Let's talk some toys in here.
What's going on, everyone? Today it's the man child. Okay, so I decided to pick up the Mortal Kombat 11 Commando spawn. Now he's been out a little while, but I seen him on Amazon. Wasn't really a bad price, and I already have the 12-inch, which is technically 11-inch version. I'll bring him in and compare him, but he's not as like really that articulated. Kind of that one goes back to McFarlane's older stuff, statue like more or less. But this one has like the 22 points articulation, in Commando style. There's the back of our box. We got the MK11 Scorpion coming in with it looks like his teleport punch going on there. Okay, let's give our Commando Spawn a little look around out of the box. Yeah, he's looking good. I like that version of Spawn, Commando style. Always did. Pretty cool. So taking a closer look at him, we'll start with the head. Yeah, I love that. Check out the bandana across the face like that. Now, articulation, left to right. Okay, and go back about that far and down. Now this bandana piece it looks like a separate piece. I can feel it. You kind of pull it back, but it seems like around the nose, it might be glued. But if you want to cut it off and just have a regular spawn head, it seems like you can. You can go down about that far. I'm not really sure. I would think it's all sculpted in there. Looks like it. And the head can come off too. But there you go. See? So actually removing the head, see, so you can pull this back. You can pull most of this off, but I discovered that if you did take this off, it's a separate piece in there, so it ain't sculpted. There's no mouth. So yeah, I'm glad I did that because there's not a. If you would rip this off, you're not going to have a spawn, clean spawn head. Surprised they did that, but I guess that's how they set that handkerchief in there. But I just want to show that. So moving on to our chest and cape area now. Yeah, cape's got the cool collar sticking up. Right, it's real soft plastic, and it'd be cool if there was wires in it, but yeah, it's kind of sculpted in one position. Now the back, it's a typical spawn cape that all the Mortal MK11 spawns came with so far, right? And if you're familiar with them, just one big piece of plastic, really soft, pretty cool paint. Got like a dark, dirty wash in it, and these are on a peg back here, so here kind of is the back. Now you can pull these off; they're glued, and you just basically separate the cape. This whole chain, these whole like chain and skulls are all one part of it. So yeah, looking at the chest, yeah, okay, so those skull pieces with the chains are, as I said, part of the cape. Yeah, you got these bandolier with the cool bullets sculpted in, the grenades are sculpted on as well. They don't come off. All this piece too, you can remove the strap you wanted to. I think you'd have to get this cape off first. And there's certain parts where it's plugged and glued in, but if you want to cut it and modify it, whatnot, just to have that kind of bare body, if you wanted that, you can, it looks like. Moving on to our right arm, it's got awesome articulation, go all the way out, down, forward, and go back. It's got these cool little pieces in here under both arms. Helps hide, you got to pre-position them, but helps hide the gaps because it's a big ball joint, so he didn't have me to have these big goofy gaps, but it got the bicep swivel. This arm has a kind of a cool cloth. It's all sculpted on. Elbow, pretty cool, go all the way in. Of course, it's when it's in, you get this goofy looking gap, but what it is, it's fine. Got that cool spawn glove we always seen, he's really known for on this side, obviously, with the point. It's real soft rubber, so is the spikes. That doesn't come off. And now this hand's getting stuck on. This is a trigger finger hand. He has them on both sides, okay. And this one, it does turn, but mine's getting stuck a little bit, but it does go back and forth and in and out. I'll have to heat that up. And the left arm's all the same. Okay, up, down, back, forth. Has that also piece in there, bicep swivel. That one don't have a piece of cloth, sculpted on there, elbow all the way in and out. And this one does have a different glove, which is cool. It's cool to have a unique one on the hand, and this hand spins, see? Back and forth, go in and out, and it's also a trigger finger. And his fingers are real soft in these too, so it's easy to put weapons in them. And back to the chest, even with all the bandoliers. He can sprint left to right. Pretty cool, go forward, not that far, back with the ab crunch. You can spin at the waist. It's got this soft, yeah, it's a pretty cool piece here. It's really soft. It's got that skull. And so it's a front, so back. Moving down to the legs. Go all the way out with a split like that. Now this side's cool. You got some grenades for a grenade launcher sculpted on. The knee can go all the way back like so. Same thing, double hinge joint there. Got that big spawn boot, which this is awesome. I always like that. Same thing, soft spikes. All right, you could twist at the waist and go all the way forward, all the way back. And then as far as so the knee goes all the way back, and then the foot has toe articulation, and the foot can move. Even in this, where a lot of the older spawn figures they couldn't, but you get all that additional articulation. It's on a ball joint in there. And then the left side, same thing, forward, back, okay, bend all the way to the knee like so. You can spin up at the hip. All right, the ankle, Now the ankles don't spin. Also has some different, collars with spikes. And these have a ball joint, which is unique for figures at the ankle. So you can rotate this foot all around, go up and down. This also has toe. It's obviously different, a little different sculpting on this boot. And then also on the left leg, you got this cool holster that's sculpted on with a pistol. I don't think this comes out though. No, it's like part of the sculptor. It's glued in there. I noticed that with the bigger Spawn too. That's fortunate. It doesn't. It'd be cool if the pistol came out, but you do have that on that side. And the only accessories really comes with is these firing plasma effects that go in the left and right hand. I don't think it matter. Maybe a little bit. We'll check it out. But yeah, pretty cool looking, translucent. I've seen these once before with the Malavik Spawn, so you're just kind of getting them again. And of course, you get a base figure stand. And these are going to go kind of pushed right inside the gripping hand like so. And then this piece will wrap around the wrist. So yeah, I guess there's kind of a left and a right. They're sculpted pretty similar, but this one looks like it's for the left. Yeah, and you kind of see how that one, because how this is sculpted to the side, wrap, pushes in and goes for the right side like that. And we got our Commando Spawn set up with dual-wielding necroplasma weapons. Here's a little comparison with one of Spawn's older Commando Spawns from the, I think, mid-2000s. I mean, detail on these were excellent. Guns are cool, but very limited articulation. They're only spinning the legs. You can see where it's split at the elbow. I think the shoulder can move a little bit. You can move the head, you can see the sculpting, all the different weapons on them. Pretty cool, but I don't know. It's like a mix between the art and a statue-like pose or better articulation. And they're both cool. There's another quick comparison with another Commando-like Spawn. It also came out later in the mid-2000s. I mean, look at the detail on that. Same thing, limited articulation, but, I mean, just the guns, the bandoliers, the sculpt, the front and back. This guy's loaded. Machine guns on the back, grenade launchers, rockets taped. I mean, unreal. But again, it's doing its own thing. And so is this one. Both cool. I like them all. And for one last comparison, this was the original release of this Commando Spawn. So he was considered a 12-inch figure. I think technically he's 11. He only had about 7, maybe 8 points for articulation from what I remember. I remember reviewing him. Where he has 22. He comes with a different plasma effect. Different assault rifle, obviously pre-posed, like the head, you can move it a little bit, but it's off to that one side, going back to that early, Mcfarlane art, like he used to do with his figures. He also has a cool pistol, bigger, obviously, for the scale, but this too, you couldn't take it out of the holster, unless maybe you cut this open or something, but I'm not messing with it. They're both cool, they do their own thing, and they're both easy to find now. This guy is more expensive, obviously, but this Commando Spawn here, you can find on Amazon, all over the place, you might find me at GameStops. I think he's pretty cool. So I hope to answer all your questions. I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, take care.